Hi. Thank you, Lavinia,
Yes.
for
Hello.
for taking time to arrange your schedule so that you could participate
Sure.
in this little
Sure.
exercise. Um, so
Lovely to be here.
awesome. And just really quick, where are you here from?
I am from actually Italian, but I
Okay,
am joining in the call from Hungary at the moment.
nice. Yes, awesome. Um, that is one of the things that makes me most excited to have you in this particular conversation um, is you're bringing in a international flavor. Um,
Sure.
yeah, I'm going to tell my joke. So what do you call someone?
I knew it.
What do you call someone who speaks two languages?
Um, Bilingual.
Yeah. What do you call them if they speak three languages?
Trilingual,
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
suppose.
Four languages or more.
Uh, Fourlingual, I don't know, something like that.
Some
A multilingual.
yeah, multilingual. What do you call somebody that speaks only one language?
Solo.
How about an American?
Ew, ew, ew.
Yeah. So, hello everybody. Lavinia Meek is the founder of BeVisible Online Solutions. It is a hybrid SaaS agency which focuses on voice AI for hotels. Her background spans restaurant management, operations, and training across hospitality, also manufacturing, corporate sales, and even the energy sector. Lavinia brings a unique hands-on approach to technical innovations, and she's known for her ability to solve problems and connect with people. She is the creator of the BeVisible Hospitality Network, which I think she's doing a really fantastic job. A growing
Thank you.
community of professionals working together to bring the industry ahead in time, jumping us into the second quarter of the 21st century, right?
Sure.
Yeah, awesome. So Lavinia, thank you. Welcome.
Thank
Um,
you. Thank you for having me here.
awesome. Would you introduce yourself and give us a like a history lesson, a story of your
Journey.
journey from all that industry experience to being a marketing agency,
Okay.
and then tie in
So,
high level.
yeah, sure. That's absolutely. So as you said, I'm the founder and director of BeVisible Online Solutions. Basically, my journey in hospitality has started just, I would say, over 20 plus years ago. I managed a variety of venues from chain restaurants in London and also boutique hotels, multi-department sports bars, restaurants, as well as smaller cafes. Um, After years of working on the floor, basically, and
Mhm,
training staff, I've realized how underserved many of these businesses and venues were when it came to backend support and digital tools. So this is kind of what led me to launch my own business as BeVisible Online Solutions.
mhm,
However, at first, it wasn't born for hospitality, I must admit. It was born rather to suit a pandemic situation in 2020, just before the pandemic, for different sectors that reach out to me. I offered consulting and backend services to start with, and that was an ongoing subscription as it was needed. Then just over a year ago, I discovered GoHighLevel, and I saw an opportunity to scale my business with more digital precision. And as you said, now I mainly offer voice AI agents to a single niche, the hotel industry, with the build of tailored agents to basically each venue's need. As you said, I'm a hybrid type of SaaS owner, and that means that I partner up with other agencies to support the overflow of high ticket sales calls, for example. I do this in exchange of paid dedicated time and recurring commission. I also continue to provide full backend solutions, automations, and builds to long-term clients who have stayed with me during the years,
Mhm.
even when my GHL offer has evolved into something else, like now. In addition to all this, I have built, as you mentioned, and I've run the BeVisible Hospitality Network. It's a paid and exclusive subscription, basically, community that is intended for international hospitality professionals as an extra income stream for myself. But my core offer with BeVisible remains focused on building custom voice AI agents for hotels as a strategic growth tool, basically. I hope that makes all sense.
Yeah, um, it does. It does very much. Thank you. So, for the audience purposes, I'm scanning back and forth because I'm trying to make sure that if someone does ask a question in
Yeah, sure.
one of the chats, I do see it. My intention is not to jump into the conversation with that question. Um, we'll go through the conversation we're intending to have, and then to the extent that any questions that come in are relevant, then I'll include those as we wrap up. I'll address them and ask you for your input as well.
Yeah, sure.
Um, okay, so for the audience, here in the GHL Business Launch, we do a free training every single week. Um,
It is
um,
basically invaluable
well,
what you
thank
do.
you. Thank you. In the GHL Business Launch, we end up revolving around HighLevel because that's my technical foundation, is I know how to use HighLevel to solve problems. Um, but the core thing that the GHL Business Launch does is the business launch
Yeah,
part. The high level part is just the tech stack that enables a freelancer or side hustler or someone with a hobby business to do the thing that they're trying to do. Um, and so we alternate in our training between Devin doing business launch, business coaching, side hustle kind of things, and me doing more high level related, either technical or this thing I focus on, which is the series we're currently in, which is very focused on, hyper focused on the 9 business models. And the reason we're doing this is because it's it's as hard to get from
yeah, definitely. I
zero.
think that's
Go ahead.
no, I was saying that that's awesome what you're doing because there is so many people that don't know anything about business models and they don't know how to start and I think you're doing a remarkable job in having streamlined and separated all different models. I
Yeah,
think that's great. I always
yeah.
wanted to say that to you, but that's
Well,
great
thank
what you're
you.
doing.
Thank you. Yeah. So, there are a lot of people who have this vision of what their business journey should look like. And there are a lot of gurus who are saying, if you do this, you can be where I am, making whatever, however they structure
Yeah.
their money description. And when you're starting at zero, you can't actually see that journey. And so
Sure.
these three financial points in the spectrum are rel are relative to the U.S. economy. So maybe the numeric value is different in a different economy, but the point remains valid. And the point, the numeric number is 10K plus. If you have a business that's doing 10K plus a month in recurring revenue, you have a stable, profitable business that's able to be scaled. You just need to get systems in place that are procedural so that you're not reinventing the wheel every time you're doing something. You're doing the routine things routinely. That's scaling. There are a whole
Yes.
bunch of people who are at zero and they're talking about scaling, and they're missing this whole developmental stage in between.
Yes.
And from 10, so 10K is the number we use as after that, you're ready to scale. Between 10K down to 3K, that's you actually are producing enough income that that you can support yourself, and maybe you have a small team that you have on a part-time kind of basis, retainer to help you out and to do some fulfillment. But that's what I would call a solopreneur. That's a someone who's has their own business, but in the end, it's me, myself, and I. They're not ready to, they're not at a place where they can scale and offload services, fulfillment. Um,
I would have said me, myself, and AI.
and me,
Sorry.
myself, well, no, but Lavinia, so that's really good. That's a it's a powerful thing, and actually, it might be the where we are in the AI world might be changing where these number bricks
Sure.
are. Um, because me, myself, and AI, that's a beautiful touch, and we need to think about that some more because that's how that fits into the framework. Because you're
New
absolutely right,
training.
right. Um, the 0 to 3K a month, there's a whole bunch of people who are in that feast or famine stage, and they're being sold this pie in the sky dream, and it's not their reality. And so what we're trying to do in the GHL Business Launch is give people a framework to work through those two stages, the 0 to
Sure.
3K and the 3K to 10K.
Absolutely.
Um, and um, Yeah. So as part of that, and Lavinia, you said that you appreciate my name, Business Models Framework. Part of the problem with HighLevel is not only does it do so much for the end user, the client, that sometimes just looking at the screen is overwhelming, especially
Hmm.
for a non-technical person who's shown HighLevel
Sure.
for the first time and told, I've actually killed sales. I was doing a SaaS presentation to somebody who said, I have this problem. And so I got on the Zoom with them and I killed the sale because I said, here's how I solve that problem. And oh, by the way, when you're here, then you do this and you can do that and you do the other thing. And in retrospect, I realized the moment their eyes glazed over and they just went like, that's too much. I can't handle it.
Ah, yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
And so when you're putting especially when you're putting a SaaS offer on the table, knowing when to stop talking and let them and that you've given them enough tools to solve their problem, and let's get that working, and then we can talk about whether we solve some other problem also.
Yeah.
Um, from
Yeah.
the high level agency side, the same thing happens is you have all these people who've made hundreds of thousands or maybe millions of dollars as a high level agency, and they're selling this dream of you too can be a high level agency. And I would argue that in every community, there is the 1%.
Sure.
There are always going to be the best of the best. They're always going to perform really, really well. And it doesn't matter what set of tools you give them, they will excel in whatever environment they're in. There's a handful of people who came into whatever community it is for the wrong reasons, and they need to just find something different to
Yes.
do. In the middle are
Yes.
a vast majority of people who who are the center of the bell curve. They're just the people who are going to do the work. Um, and the problem for them is high level becomes it's very easy to be trapped by the shiny object syndrome. Um,
Indeed.
and so Devin talks about the shiny object, two ditches, the shiny object syndrome, which will derail you off of your journey, and the illusion of permanence, which will derail you off your journey. The reason illusion of permanence matters is because if you're on a journey and you realize it's not the right journey, saying that you're stuck on that journey because you've made a commitment so far, um, means you don't get to actually pursue what your life is teaching you. And one of the things you said about Lavinia that you said in your journey, in your story, was really significant is when you found HighLevel a year ago, you realized it allowed you to do some things with your current
Yeah.
clients. Um, you weren't restricted to continue to do things the way you did them.
No.
When in the last 6 months or so, as I've watched your journey, AI has become this very powerful core part of the way you offer HighLevel. You're not stuck doing HighLevel the very first way you were ever presented it. You're allowed to
No.
adjust your journey to follow that path where it's leading you. At the same time, avoiding the shiny object syndrome of chasing every good idea just because it's a good idea. And knowing when this this idea that's coming along adds to what you're already doing versus when it's distracting you from what you're doing.
Absolutely.
And so there's all these gurus, and there's a guru that says, "Oh, you should use HighLevel this way." And there's another, and don't do that. That's ridiculous.
Yeah,
And
that's
then,
an issue.
and
That's an
then,
issue where they
yeah,
say that it's ridiculous to do anything different that is not a shiny object
right,
decision make of doing a business. So,
yeah, yeah. And because at the exact same moment, there's someone else saying, "Don't do this. This is ridiculous. Do that. That is what's working for me."
hmm
And both these people are correct. This is the right thing for them, and that is
yes,
the right thing for them, and either or both or neither might be right for you.
correct.
How do you decide? How do you know? So the 9 business models framework, the point isn't to say, I do business this way because I decided that I'm going to be in and today we're going to talk about SaaS. So I'm going to deliberately use one of the different business models. I decided I was going to be in the support agency role.
hmm
Therefore, I do business because I'm in the support agency role. Well, no, you should not randomly choose that. There should be a reason you should do that. And there's some really good
Yeah,
reasons why you should do that. Um,
definitely.
if you do, then when someone presents a bright shiny object and says, "Oh, by the way, what about this?" You can know whether that's a distracting shiny object syndrome or whether that's a thing that's reasonably taking you on a journey that's taking you where you want to go. So,
Definitely.
really quick for the sake of framing our conversation, the 9 business models are business model 9, the coder, the developer, someone who's building apps that allow HighLevel to either fixes gaps within the way that HighLevel works, or that allows HighLevel to do something that HighLevel doesn't do natively. Business model 8 is the support agency I just talked about. Support agencies are helping other agencies provide backside technical support to their clients. Um, Business model 7 is people who are in a business coaching kind of role, but oriented to HighLevel as the environment. So GHL Business Launch is a business model 7 kind of structure. Um, Business model 2 and 1 are the affiliates, and business model 2 we talked about last week with Josh Sanderford is the value added affiliate, and it's how you give enough with the HighLevel subscription that it ensures that the person is successful with HighLevel. The pure affiliate business model
Yeah.
1 is here's HighLevel. Here's what I talk about. I talk about whatever I talk about. And oh, by the way,
hmm
HighLevel is a thing that I use. You should use HighLevel too. And it kind of puts the decision to how to use it on the end user. Um, I had Vanessa Minkley give our audience a sense of how that works out. And even with her, the point is it's not even though her high level business is a pure affiliate model, her actual business is a hybrid. So
Sure.
she offers, hey, sign up for high level, it'll be awesome. But her actual business is business coaching and and AI coaching is her primary business. And then she does some project. So if someone says, I signed up for high level, but I need some help, then she actually does contract work for them, more in a business model 8 is how I would call it,
Hmm. Hmm.
um, of helping them create the solution to the problem they're trying to solve using high level. But it's a totally separate consulting role. And then business model 6, 5, 4, and 3. 6 is a traditional marketing agency. They do marketing stuff, and the client knows that it's working because the phone starts ringing.
Yeah.
A business model 5 and they happen to, and the reason they're a high level agency is they happen to use high level on the backside as the way they do the work. So a lot of times when I'm doing um, Google Business Profile update or Met optimization and management, I actually use their account in high level as my interface with Google, but it's transparent to the client, whether I'm signing in directly to Google through my admin account or whether I'm using high level. That's transparent to them. All they know is either the phone is ringing or the phone isn't ringing. Business model 5 is a marketing partner where you're doing those kinds of activities, but you're both of you are using high level together. So the
Hmm.
client is seeing high level.
Yeah.
Business model 3 and frankly, business model 3 and business model 4 is where I realized it had to be a nine framework, because there were people talking about SaaS and they were taking people talking about SWAS. And in the framework, SWAS, or in the high level world, SWAS is software with a service. Well, it's here, subscribe to my white label version of high level, and I'm going to do this marketing activity on your behalf. So it's some of business model 5 and 6, but it's revolving around the subscription to high level as opposed to revolving around a retainer for agency services. Business model 3, SaaS, is here's my white label version of high level. It comes with this set of assets in a snapshot, and my role is to make sure it works for you. But you're going to end up doing the marketing on for yourself because you know
Yeah.
your clientele and your message, and you want to do your marketing your way. Um,
Yeah.
so there's the framework. That's the long-winded version of the introduction. I actually went a lot deeper than I intended to today.
It's actually
What?
very good that at least you can explain all this and,
Okay, go ahead.
no, 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 no. I was just saying it's very, very good that you can explain all this, and there is a lot of people have that don't have any clue of what they want to do, as I said earlier, and this is a very structured type of explanation. So I think that's good to be, to be reminded of something like that. So
Yeah, yeah. Thank
definitely,
you, thank you. Yeah. So and so the thank you, because the point of that description is to help someone who's listening to this, whether they were listening live or whether they come across the recording 2 years from now, is nothing that you're doing is has to be done a particular way. Each of
no,
us gets to choose to live our own life. Um, and what high level gives us as a work from wherever laptop style business, work from home, work from our garage, whatever our current life choices are, what high level gives us is this option to pursue a lot of different ways to help other people. Um,
sure,
and
that's correct.
and the problem that I see so often with people, because there's the top 5%, 1%, they're going to do what they're going to do. This big cluster in the middle, one of the things that's so I saw Mike Wayne talking about it again today, is one of the things that derails them so early is they're so They get obsessed with trying to create the perfect website and trying to
Yes.
craft what to them is the perfect offer. And they are spend so much time obsessing over these details about what they think their business is
Yeah.
that they never go out and test it in the real world with a real audience. And and so the nine business model framework is a way to say, if you're going to have a business that's based on HighLevel, who do you want to help? How do you want to help them? Now take to go talk to somebody and see if that resonates with them. See if that can work. So
Yeah.
Lavinia,
Yeah.
thank you for sharing your story as the intro. And so
Yeah.
I've been talking and it's your turn
That's
to
okay.
talk again. Um, so business model three, the SaaS, originally HighLevel was oriented on what I would now call business model six. They were trying to migrate people to what I would call business model five of linking the marketing agencies more tightly with their clients. And SaaS was actually developed by HighLevel in response to us, their user community. They realized that there were some of us that were using HighLevel in a way that they never even imagined. And they
Hmm.
created SaaS, the SaaS mode, because that's how people were using it anyway. So they were
Hmm.
trying to figure out how to adapt their product to help us, the agencies. Um, it, so obviously the reason people were doing it is it was profitable. But I also know that there are people who aren't making money at the SaaS model. Um, so what portion of your business do you think is in that SaaS category? What does that SaaS category look like operationally from a procedural, like day-to-day perspective, what month-to-month perspective? What are you doing that constitutes SaaS? Um,
Yeah.
who do you
Yeah.
do it for? How does it help them?
Yeah. Well, I can say that about 70% of my business today it is built around the SaaS style solutions, like you say. But my goal is to make my main offer the voice AI agent services for the hotels, like I was saying earlier.
Hmm.
So I would like that to be at two-thirds of the space, so in the SaaS model, as we scale and develop. So at the moment, the business model that we're talking about today, it based on a few different parts. One is the project work, which basically while I use the GoHighLevel as the actual foundation to provide the services to some of my clients and also run my own business. Basically, I use external software integrations for the builds of the voice AI agents, and I partner up also with software developers that we work with. Um, and obviously, these AI solutions and agents are project-based solutions that we offer and not a monthly subscription. So basically, each build is customized to the venue's needs.
Hmm.
Once the project is done and we finished it, the client can choose to request ongoing support on a monthly basis if needed, but it's not required. We also decided to use dynamic pricing to match this type of criteria for this. Then we have the subscription. So in contrast, obviously, to the project, we have the subscription side of my business that is the BeVisible Hospitality Network. As I said, it's a monthly subscription exclusive community where hotel professionals can connect and collaborate and stay updated and learn of global technological trends and tools. And so basically that side of the business does bring in a recurring income and revenue. I also continue working obviously with my old clients, as I was saying. So I help them scale by building their backend automations on GHL, so using GoHighLevel. And then the other side of my business, that is obviously not the SaaS, is the recurring commission, because I do serve as a trusted sales partner for other white label agencies. I do help them handling the overflow of high ticket sales calls. So while I have the SaaS that powers much of my business, infrastructure, the actual revenue model is internationally, like intentionally, sorry, hybrid. It does combine, therefore, project work, partnerships, and other subscription-based income. One thing that I wanted to mention is how does this look? How does the SaaS model look if applied to hospitality businesses? I have been asked these questions before, and I wanted to mention that the SaaS solutions allow hotels to streamline guest communications, their booking management, the operational tasks without needing to have a full tech team behind it by only using pre-built automations, AI agents, and a more centralized system. So that's what I wanted to add to the
Yeah.
way of how the SaaS works.
Yeah. Um, I would, what I hear is,
Hmm.
um, the key to making a SaaS model work is having a deep enough knowledge of the actual operational problems in that particular industry that
Yeah,
when you build a prepackaged solution, or even in your case where every single onboarding project is specialized, is unique to that client, you're coming in as a consultant who knows
yeah,
the right questions to ask.
yeah.
And therefore, one of the things that I see um, asked very poorly by people who are newly in the marketing space is they're told, find out your client's prospect, your find out your prospect's pain points. And they turn around and
Mm.
say, what are your pain points?
Yeah, that's if I may just add to that,
Yeah.
that is bad. That's bad because you should work with a niche that you know because you have the skills in that niche or because you have the experience, whatever
Mhm.
experience you have. And this is the issue, like even in the GHL group and the different people that sometimes put a post on saying, oh, I've just decided, I woke up this morning and I decided to tackle this niche and I have no idea how it works. I have no idea what the problem is. Can anyone show me what they're doing with that business? And those are the people that have jumped on the money-making type of promise
Hmm.
that a lot of high-end people say, "Oh, look at me, I've done $1 million overnight," but it's not. You have to, if you want to build a brand with value and name and have a name that lasts, you have to actually know the solution to the problems and the problems before actually your clients come to you, because even your clients will come to you without knowing that they have a problem. So most of the times it has to be you who points out the problems that obviously they need solving.
Hmm.
So that's the whole idea of building a brand with value or just jumping on the money making machine.
Yeah.
And good luck if it works.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So the the third question in the
Yeah,
framework, in the agenda, um, because what you just said, I think is perfect in helping someone understand that if
yeah,
all they're trying to do is make money online, I'm in the MMO space and I was introduced to GHL, and then the question becomes, how do I sell GHL? Dude, nobody's looking for you for no I'll make it about me. There is
mm,
nobody in the world who's who woke up this morning thinking, how do I buy GHL from Keith Bashir's?
definitely not.
That they
And it's not because of you.
they it isn't a problem that anyone
Yeah,
has. But every one of us has problems.
absolutely.
The question is, who who do we trust
Hmm.
that we know can solve that problem?
And why?
And therefore, let's have a conversation. Um, so if it, so instead of but so instead of make money online, how do I make $1 million overnight? why should someone pick the SaaS model as the model they pursue for their business based on high level?
Mhm.
If they're talking, because frankly, we're trying to say if all you're interested in is a get rich quick scheme, this ain't it. This is a lot of hard work trying to actually help
Yeah.
who are tr people who are trying to run a business.
Yeah.
And if you're trying to help them instead of just trying to get money from them, this is hard work. If you're just trying to get money from them, well, you don't need to build a brand.
Hmm.
You just need to give a glossy sales pitch, take the money and run, and that
Yeah.
we call that a scam. And scam and spam are two very different things. Um, if you're a scammer, I don't even want to talk to you. Just
No.
go the insert army word away.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. Well,
if you're
if
if okay, but back to the question,
yeah.
why should someone, if they're seriously wanting to help people
Mhm.
who are in business or in a nonprofit, why should they use a SaaS model?
Right. Well, it's simple. SaaS is a very powerful model because it gives you repeatable structure and
Mm,
recurring income, basically. So it does let you scale without burning out. Especially if you know a niche well, like we said before, like I do, for example, with hospitality. I worked in hospitality for a long time on different levels, on different companies, different venues, and obviously other things as well. But if you know a niche well enough, and sometimes niching down is what you need, instead of just generalizing, you can design basically a SaaS product that fits exactly what that audience needs. I think it's imperative that before you dive into any type of, I want to build a SaaS offer of any kind, that you actually know your niche, like we
mm,
said, and that will make you be well positioned as a key brand, and in order to build trust and value with your future customers on a longer run. Um, if you think of it, like you said, with GHL, that the tech side of it is already taken care of. Well, okay, saying this, um, it's there. I had to set everything up myself, that I needed for my business. I've done it all myself. But most people may need backend support with this because they're not tech savvy. So, especially your clients. So what happens is your job becomes packaging your offer in a way that makes sense to your clients, showing them that you can bring results by using those automations, those tech sites that they can't, use, and basically showing them that you're giving them support, that they are supported. Um, it's also is also more resilient than project-based income on a longer run,
mhm,
and it's easier to no, it's easier to grow compared to constantly finding new clients from scratch. And also, that is a way of having a business, but it's not SaaS. If you're someone who is good at spotting gaps, solving problems,
mhm.
showing up consistently, and I mean this in brackets, that is, showing up consistently has to be first for your own business as well as those of your clients. This model actually gives you freedom and a real structure. Uh, Again, I wanted to make a note for the hotels that are watching this, or any hospitality people, that SaaS offers a way to modernize what concerns your operations without any massive upfront investment, um, delivering basically tools that improve efficiency for your venue and guest
Mhm.
experience instantly. And it is actually here to stay on a longer run if employed correctly.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Yeah, those are really good insights. Especially the the thing you said about what the SaaS framework
Hmm.
allows you
Yeah.
to build a business without burning out. That was a really powerful statement because
Yeah.
and then then as you wrapped it up, you're saying if someone is really good at solving particular problems,
Yeah.
um, or in the middle there. You said something about somebody, if someone's really good at solving problems, that then becomes more of a business model 7 or business model 8
Mhm.
pro provide project provider. But the where business models 5 and 6 is the person you're talking about who's chasing, constantly finding new projects. Um, so 7 and 8 are technical sub problem solvers regarding how to use HighLevel or how to use AI agents to solve problems for clients.
Mhm.
5 and 6
Mhm.
are the marketing agencies who are on a project or a retainer basis doing project work. Um, SaaS, both of those clusters require you to constantly hustle to get new clients. What you said is
Yeah.
the thing on the SaaS journey is it helps because it has a monthly subscription price instead of a monthly retainer price. It's a subscription. It allows you to build a stable income that without constantly burning out because you're chasing the next project. You're chasing the next retainer.
Yeah, yeah.
What are,
Absolutely.
yeah,
Absolutely. That's it.
yeah, I think that was a really
Go on.
powerful thing you said. So what are some of the risks and benefits or the pros and
Mhm.
cons of the SaaS business model?
Well, okay, so I would say that the benefits are that it gives you predictable recurring revenue.
Hmm.
It can scale even as a solo business owner.
Hmm.
Um, as we said, it gives clients a long-term value and not just a one-time type of service. This means, and nothing bad about one-time services, but for the SaaS, it allows you to actually build
Yeah.
trust for a long-term venture with that client.
Hmm.
It does leverage automations and templates to reduce delivery time.
Hmm.
And I think the main point is that it can dynamically evolve with current technology and the requests and evolutions, tech evolution. On the other side, on the flip side, risks, I think it has a high setup time and planning if you are tailoring like I do. If you're tailoring your offer to a niche, you literally have to spend time on and focus on that. It requires ongoing support, especially if your clients are not tech savvy. So, on this note, maybe later on you will have to end up employing someone to support your business and not just do it all yourself. Um, you have to balance automation here with real human connection, especially in service-driven industries. Don't forget that. Um, Another risk that I think is there is that it's very easy, very, very easy to overpromise on features if you don't know your limits. And sadly, this
Hmm.
is more often seen than ever.
I've done it.
And as we said before, it doesn't make you a millionaire overnight. So, saying this, some people might ask, oh, yeah, but how about the risk that you faced? Well, the way I've reduced risk is by staying in my lane. And basically, I only offer what I can support, and I focus on building deep value instead of chasing volume. Uh,
Hmm.
if and when I need to outsource, I do so. Um, and you said something about something else that I said about the SaaS model and the benefit for hotels and hospitality. But for example, I just wanted to add earlier to what I said earlier that hotels benefit from the SaaS
Hmm.
by actually reducing staff load. Um, they can take away and automate repetitive tasks that obviously take time away from their teams. And all this by staying competitive in a digital first booking type of landscape that we live in. So basically, the automation services that we also offer with BeVisible are tools that are never proposed and offered to replace human teams or human beings or people. They are rather used as a leverage behind the skills of great service. Basically, we give time back to the managers, to the operationals, to the teams to perform their human side of the hospitality business.
Mm-hmm.
And so this is how we will be introducing and using SaaS services later on.
Yeah. And especially, I mean, like by definition, the hospitality industry is very much
Mhm.
about the human interaction.
Absolutely.
It's but
Human touch.
yeah. So um so using automation to leverage human relationships as opposed to displacing human relationships. What what
Yes.
I what one of the things that I caution about a lot is what we don't want to start happening is two robots sell to each other and suddenly we have humans that are required to fulfill on promises that a robot made to each other. What we don't want our robots signing
Yeah.
our contracts for us. All
No,
right. Um, so
no, no, no.
yeah, so a key advantage of the SaaS model is because it's not project based, it allows us to
Mm.
leverage the automations and the templates to get the fulfillment up and running quickly. Um, but you highlighted a key risks
Yeah.
are knowing the niche well enough that you know what support you're going to need to provide. One of the things that I've seen is people
Yeah.
underprice their SaaS
Hmm.
offer because they tie their SaaS offer to the price that
Hmm.
HighLevel charges for the software. But we're not having someone subscribe to the software to buy the software. If that's what we wanted, then we should be in a value-added affiliate role. If they're subscribing to our white label software, it's because we're
Yeah.
solving a particular problem in their niche that the native software tool shed doesn't solve. Um, what we need to be cautious of when we're providing that support that you talked about is that we price it in a way that allows us to co compensate ourselves for the work or from the customer's
Yeah.
perspective that allows us to provide the level of service that they deserve. Being in your industry, being allows us to provide the hospitality that they deserve. Um,
Yeah.
we all want the reason we're in business for ourselves is we want to make money at it. Um, can you
Yeah.
describe the effort required to produce a stable income, the effort required to turn the SaaS model into a a business a reasonable income as a high level agency?
Yeah. Well, let's say that it took me over 5 years of basically showing up, trying, learning through basically trying and error. But once I did solidify my systems, I think I started sparking some sort of interest, and that was in the right direction. So then I can say that things have started to align with me a little bit more. My plans became clearer, my pipeline a little bit more steadier. And finally, I think I can say that I could see the light at the end of the tunnel much, much brighter. So today, 90% of my business is built on my own automations, that converts basically into a lot of time for me to do and focus on other things that obviously I'm doing with this model. All this didn't happen overnight, and to get to that stage, you really do have to earn your way there. But once you do that, the effort is worth it. If you are patient, focused, and you are willing to grow both your tech and your communication skills, the SaaS model can definitely, absolutely support a stable and scalable income on a longer run. Also, once you implement a hotel-focused SaaS system, for example, for hospitality, it can run in the background. And as I said, it can give managers more time to focus, for example, on service and operations and improving the human factor of the hospitality value that the venues basically sell in hospitality. And saying this, we currently obviously focus on building AI agents as our main offer. But we're preparing to actually expand into more dedicated SaaS tools and solutions. We're doing this by taking each step with, I think, careful intention, because we'd rather walk strong than rush and burn out, basically. We had some, obviously, interest sparked. So our SaaS systems for hotels will not be project-based, although the AI agents are.
Hmm.
And therefore, these solutions will be an ongoing subscription at that point.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think that's really critical of understanding
Hmm.
what part of your offer is a project versus
Yeah,
what is a retainer versus what is a subscription, and being able to
yeah,
differentiate those and seeing yourself
mhm,
so that you can make wise decisions about your business model and how that
yeah,
turns into
yeah,
income for your family. Awesome.
yeah,
Um, if someone wants to contact you about
yeah.
about BeVisible Hospitality Network,
Hmm.
about your SaaS offers, about voice AI agents for the hotel industry, or something else in the
In between.
hospitality world, um, what are they getting when they call Lavinia?
Yeah, so as I said, obviously we mainly niche down to hotels, but also we serve hospitality venues. And obviously, we modernize how they handle guest communications and services by building these AI agents, these voice AI agents on different levels. We do so to help them recover otherwise lost revenue. The clients that we serve are usually small to large size venues that don't have the time to order staff to answer every call,
Hmm.
train their staff, and therefore they're losing revenue there. Um, Especially the missed calls are a huge issue right now when venues come to us saying, especially after hours during peak times, they don't have enough ways of answering the phone. So therefore they're losing bookings.
Hmm.
Or because we have venues with systems that are too old, and we encounter hospitality businesses that are basically just scoping and are doing it how they've been doing it for the last 30 years.
Yeah.
And they're basically leaving on the table a huge chunk of revenue. Um, so basically, our core offer here includes this. We do start with a strategy call to assess what the need is of a venue, of a business, and we
Hmm.
advise what we can build and offer. So it's tailor-made. We then
Hmm.
build a fully trained, integrated, and optimized voice AI agent. We also, in the price, give a short-term support after purchase, obviously, um, to make sure that we can optimize the agent as best as possible. And we ultimately are going to offer some automation setup for bookings, inquiries, and follow-ups. So it's a little bit more like the SaaS ongoing project with long-term ongoing support, analytics, updates. So they will not ever have to touch the tech. So that will be a recurring subscription. So beyond that, we run BeVisible Hospitality Network that we said it's our exclusive digital community. And you can find everything, the booking, the AI agents, soon enough also the new demos that we're building for BeVisible. You can find us on BeVisibleOnlineSolutions.com and you can book an appointment there. And then you can also try out and speak to our agents. It's quite funny because we have people who have actually called in and spoke to Jack.
Yeah.
And
I've talked to Jack.
one of the questions, yeah, did you?
Yeah.
And one of the questions that comes up that they ask Jack is, so how does it work? And it's beautiful because they actually think is human like. We like to be as human as possible, even if we have to use automations. So yeah, if you want to reach out and you're curious about the AI agents for hospitality or hotels, how they work, how we work, then or any community collaborations or subscription, then just contact me on BeVisibleOnlineSolutions.com.
Awesome. Thank you.
You're
Lavinia,
welcome.
yeah, Lavinia, thank you. That was perfect. I I'm certain that you gave anyone who listens lots of things to think about,
Cool.
frameworks to reassess how they're approaching their business. And that's why we do, that's why we provide this training, and why, as I approached this part of my journey, I realized I needed to stop being the one talking and start, because I learned different things
Yeah.
even within my own nine business model framework. I learned nuances about how it's actually plays out when I have conversations with people who are doing it. Um, instead of so I like to say I've had clients in eight of the nine business models. I don't have the technical skills to be a coder, so I've never done coding. I've done no code support, like developed solutions, but I call that falls more in business model 8 than business model 9.
Hmm?
Other than that lack of technical skill to do the business model 9, I've had clients in all of the other eight, and then I developed the framework from listening actively in the high level official group on Facebook and listening to how people are talking about, well, this is how you be a high level agency. And I was like, yes, but this other guy says that's the way you be a high level agency. Right. And so by having this conversation with you, I start getting different perspectives
Effective.
on
Oh, good.
how it plays out in a particular industry or in a particular application. And one of the things I love is that you've embraced and focused on the voice AI agent, because that's so important for how the hotel industry interacts with the people who are their potential guests.
Yeah.
And slow times where they don't have a lot of people on staff, or surge times when they have not enough people on staff.
Yeah.
It's not that they don't have, it's not that, again, you made the point of, it's not that we're replacing humans with automation. It's that
No.
when we
It's a
have
support.
limitations of human capital,
Yeah.
how do you provide a support that still feels human enough,
Yeah.
that the guest still feels seen?
Absolutely.
Um,
It's a
awesome.
guest experience.
Yeah.
Yes.
Um, so perfect. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
Next week we're going to do software with a service. So we're going to look at um, how someone would have a primarily software with a template, which Lavinia talked about, and say, this is my core package. Or in Lavinia's case, I'm going to build this agent, and the agent then runs on this package. Um, and here it is, and I'm going to provide the technical support, but in the end, you're going to run it on a day-to-day, month-to-month basis. Next week, we're going to talk with Shane about the SWAS model, which is, here's the software, here's the templates, here's the package. But oh, by the way, I know that in the end, the customer's not actually going to do it. And so I'm going to also provide this a little bit of marketing agency services. Um, in his case, it's generally, so some people it's like blogging on behalf of the client. Some people, so email marketing on behalf of the client. The repeat, often in the high level world, it's the database reactivation, re-energizing old customers, re-engaging old customers is often what's portrayed as SWAS. But but those doing content marketing on behalf of the client or doing suddenly I lost my train of thought. Um, Blogging, content marketing. Um,
And all
anyway,
that support. Yeah.
oh yeah, in Shane's case, he tends to run ads. So doing content marketing or advertising on behalf of the client has basically just a SaaS subscription.
Yeah.
Um, and they know that it's working because client new leads are showing up in their pipeline. Um, New leads are booking appointments in their calendar. That's a good problem to have when you're a
Absolutely.
right. So in Lavinia's case, they know it's working when they get an email notification that your AI agent just handled another voice call for you.
Yeah.
In
When
Shane's
the
case,
booking is not lost.
right. And now that room is
Yeah.
scheduled months in advance instead of going vacant.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. So that's where we're at. And thank you, Lavinia, for being part
Thank
of
you for
this.
having me here. It was
Awesome.
awesome.